And welcome to Hockey Night in Tottenham. We have the Tottenham Railers facing the Niagara Predators. The 5-5 Predators taking on Tottenham 6-5 at home here. Railers doing an outstanding job at home this season, led by leading scorers Ty Frazee and Jesse Aiken. 27 points in 11 games for Ty Frazee, 26 points, 14 of those are goals for Jesse Aiken. Offense has been red hot for the Railers early on. Puck drop moments away here. One back by the Railers. Over to Paradis, flips it down the middle. Down the wing to St. Laurent. Can't send it down. Vilyov gives it over to Paradis. Into the Pred zone. Goalie steers it away. Checked by Royer in the back there. Paradis able to come with it, but that pass is blocked down at center ice. Paradis slaps it back down to center again. Down to the Railers. Over to Vilyov. He cruises in. All the way, the goalie shot right on save. Still has it around net. Back to Vincent at the point. He gives it into the corner. Slides it around the net as Royer. Cycled again by Frazee, but that's cut off. Frazee comes back up with it. Drives to the net, cut off by the Predators captain. More the other way. Number 66, leading scorer for the Preds. He has it, collides with Paradis. Big hit there from the assistant captain, Paradis. Preds still have it though. Shot blocked and cleared down the middle into the neutral zone. Pass picked off by Bailiev. Bailiev stick handles. Kept in by St. Laurent. Batted down. Back to St. Laurent. Shot. Didn't get much on it, but was right on. Jib back to St. Laurent. And that's a goal! Jib able to send it back out to St. Laurent. But really, it was Bailiev who started that whole playoff by causing the turnover right at the blue line. And that results into a 1-0 Railers lead here early in the first. 1 minute 31 into the first period. And Railers find themselves on the board from the Jib line with St. Laurent and Jib connecting for a cycle goal down low. That line stays out there. Bailiev chips it over the line, goes in after it. Able to come up with it again. Jib on the forecheck. Oh, almost causes the Predators defenseman there to lose in front of the net, but he skates out with it. Savoy loses it. Bailiev the other way. Jib stick handles and dances, slides it back to Bailiev. Bailiev forechecks. Shot around back. River cuts that off. Flipped down to the neutral zone. Salomon the other way. Tinney with it now. Back to Salomon on the boards. Jib cuts to the net. Shot goes wide. And the Preds swing around their net. Here's number 10 with some speed through the middle. Across the blue line, stick handles, loses it. Has to circle back and send it back to his defenseman. Paradis with it now. Shot blocked. Knocked down and sent to center to Heward. Heward with it again now. He's over the center line. Flips it down right onto the goaltender. Slide it away to the corner. Tinney can't get to it. Preds the other way. 2-on-2 here. In around back of the Preds net. Loses an edge is the Predators forward there. Shot down to center ice. Simonik shoots it in. Tinney can't get it out. Shot around back of Miller. able to clear it to center ice now. Tinney can't get to it. Shot back down into the Railers' end. And flipped back down to center, but that's shot in right on over the net. Pinned along the boards by Frazee. And that shot is into the mesh and over the glass. Predators unable to get anything going early on here as the Railers get on the board early, and since then have opted to clog up the neutral zone here and diffuse any offensive chances the Preds are trying to get going. Draw scrambled in around back, cycled around the boards. Frazee with it, unable to get it out. That's kept in and brought back out to center ice by Jacob Guns. Revert with a nice pass on the left wing. Center to Frazee. Frazee taken down hard. No call in the play there. Frazee with the chance, but was unable to really get anything off. Here's Preds the other way. Shot cut off. And Revert fans on the pass. And Moore goes for a skate around back. Captain on captain action here. Frazee wins that battle. Luckily, the Preds are able to clear it out. Frazee can't get to that pass. And Simersic is behind, shoots it around the boards. Nice little stick handle there by Hudzik. He gets over the line. Hudzik's shot, that's blocked. Good block there by the Railers defenseman. Icing waved up. No, icing not waved off, as it looked like it did go off the Preds player as Vailiev was giving chase. Draw will be back in the Railers' end. Jib on the draw to the left of Miller. Jib loses that draw. Back to the point it goes. Circled there to Savoy. Savoy, pass cut off. Smith gloves it down. Paradis gets it out. Saint Laurent can't get to it. Vincent over to Paradis. Paradis takes a look, finds Vailiev. Vailiev dances over the line. Shot right on. No, goes wide. Vincent gets to it. Sends it into the corner to Saint Laurent. Saint Laurent out to Vailiev. Shot blocked. Savoy flips it at center ice. No one there. Jib with a chance here. Jib taken down and does draw the penalty. Jib with some nice stick handling, able to get by two before he's brought down. Right before the Preds goaltender. And that'll be 2 minutes against number 7, Savoy of the Predators. Power play unit out there. Veliov can't get to the draw. That was won by Royer. Royer, Frazee, Jib, the forwards on the power play unit. Preds make their way over the line now. Veliov takes the look. Flips it around the boards to Paradis. He cycles it back to Royer. That pass is blocked. And they're able to clear it. Jib to Veliov. Frazee goes to the net. Back to Jib. Playing the point. Paradis. He keeps it in, but no one there. And the Preds clear. 1 minute through the power play opportunity. No shots on net yet. Shot down into the Predator zone. Royer giving chase to Jib at the point. He makes the move by two. He takes a look. Shot. Goal! Jib walks in for the point. Gets by two Preds players and what looks like a harmless shot towards the net. Picks the top right corner. And really, the Preds goaltender had some traffic in front of him and couldn't see it. And Savoy comes out of the box looking dejected there after his team unable to kill off his penalty. And the Railers take a 2-0 lead on that power play goal. 1-for-1 on the power play for the Railers. 12:48 left in the first. Preds shoot that in. Not quite over the line. Icing's the call. Head back down to the Predators' end. Railers power play with Jib on the back end there. Really, you have 4 forwards, and Paradis, you could call him a forward as well with his offensive capabilities. Makes for a very dangerous power play unit, and you saw it right there cashing in. Back to 5-on-5 hockey, Jib on the draw. Refs checking in with the benches there, and ready to go. Puck one back to St. Laurent, shot right on. That's a pad save into the corner. And cleared to center ice. That pass is deflected into the zone. St. Laurent gives chase, takes his man into the boards, battles along in the corner, gets some help there. By Bailiev. More the other way goes sent flying by Revert. Preds shoot it into the zone. And Jib with it. Passes it up to St. Laurent. St. Laurent over the line. Cleared back down. As Vincent gives chase. He passes it up. Bailiev makes a few moves. And goes for a change. Vincent takes a look again. His pass to Tinney cut off. Hudzak shot on. Saved by Miller. Nothing doing. The best opportunity the Preds have had in a few minutes. But not good enough. As Miller took it to the chest and held on for the draw. One back to Savoy. He fakes the shot. Shoots it around the boards. To his D, who slaps it back in. Vincent absorbs that hit in the boards. Heward, his pass to Paradis gets sent out. Nolan Prock checks in. And puck in the neutral zone. Back and forth here. Preds with it now. Walk over the line, chipped back out. Tinney the other way, number 11 Tinney. Gets around 2 defensemen before he's knocked off the puck. Proc gives chase. Savoy skates it to center, over the blue line. 23 with it now. Pass is deflected out back into the neutral zone. Backhanded back in. Tinney to Paradis. Paradis takes a look back to Tinney. Trying to catch the Preds on a change there. Shot blocked. Pass in. Ooh. And Frazee couldn't get to it. 2-on-2 shapes up the other way. Shot goes wide and around the boards. Back to Simoncic. He passes it over to his defensive partner Smith. Up to center. Hudzak shot. That goes wide into the glass. And Simoncic takes a look. Hudziak. His pass gets blocked, but Pred's able to keep it in and shoot into the corner. Frazee goes back for it, chips it around to Viliev. Viliev back to Frazee. A little give and go here in the corner, but he's taken hard into the boards from behind. Stays on his feet though. Frazee pass gets intercepted and Preds shoot it back in. Paradis with some time now to take a look. Skates around, taking down, sticking the skates there, and whoa! The Railers players take an exception to the Preds forward who shot the puck in the net there after the whistle was clearly blown on the trip to Paradis as he skated out from behind the net. And that's certainly an unwritten rule there. You don't want to be shooting on the goaltender after the whistle in any situation, let alone a penalty being called against your team. McGrath takes the walk of shame to the box for 2. Second trip of the night for the Preds. Second minor penalty. And the ever so dangerous Tottenham Railers power play heads back onto the ice. This time with Frazee taking the draw. Paradis jib on the point. Cleared out of the zone by the Preds. Miller stops it down, slows it down there. Jib loses the handle but regains control. Has some time. Slowly makes his way up the ice. Villiov now dances over the line, dribbles it towards the net, into the corner for Frazee. Frazee back to the point to Jib. He shoots it back into the corner before taking a hit along the boards there. Royer with it. Royer to Frazee. Ty Frazee. Back to the point to Henry Jib. Jib over to Villiov. He cycles it around. Frazee gets to it first, but he's double teamed, and the Preds able to get it out. And they skate all the way down there. Frazee over the line. Puts on the brakes, flips it over to Paradis. Paradis trying to skate it in. Able to take it and deliver a huge hit there. The Preds forward taking a look there, number 10, no call on the play, clean hit. Villiov background back to Royer. Royer to Jib. Jib, nice move there to get it to Bailey. Bailey shot right on, pad save. Steered into the corner. Villiov, nice move to avoid the hit there. Getting it into Bailey. Bailey loses it. Clearing attempt blocked down and covered up by the Preds goalie. Good pressure there by the Railers power play. As Bailey shot on the pad and Royer cycling. And Preds forced to cover up when they're not able to clear. 20 seconds left in the power play opportunity. 2-minute minor for tripping to McGrath. Draw, Doyle has it. Doyle against the boards there. Down the middle, St. Laurent loses it to Moore. Moore decides to go for a skate until he flips it in when he's taken into the boards. Great pass up the ice to St. Laurent. Doyle gets to it, keeps it in, shoots it around the net, gives chase. Proc around boards. Viliev cycles with Proc. Proc centering pass to the point. Shot right on. And once again, the Preds goalie starting to settle in here and able to keep it a 2-0 game. So nice cycling there by Proc and Viliev. Jib at center now, coming in off the line. Rever's shot gets deflected into the glass and cleared out to the neutral zone. Paradis takes his time. Heward unable to get to the pass. Paradis battles with number 19 there, takes him to the ice. Centering, opportunity shot right on, saved by Miller. And able to skate it out to center ice is Paradis before he's taken down again by Savoy. And the Preds coach is having some words with the referee there. He didn't think it was, thought it was a clean collision as Nicoletti and Paradis collided, and they're arguing Paradis skated into him, but nonetheless, the puck was already shot in, so interference is the call. As Alexis Paradis had flipped the puck in as he skated in past the circle, and Nicoletti took the body a little too late. And 2 minutes is the call. Third power play of the night. And the Predators coach still wants an explanation as the referee heads on over. And the Preds are once again shorthanded. You know, the call could have gone either way. And you can see the Predators coach there being animated. And I don't think all the arguing in the world is going to get Nicoletti out of the box at this point, so we might as well drop the puck. And the players look ready to play. They're looking over to their coach as well. And looks like we're back to action. Whether or not the Preds coach is satisfied, he has had his explanation given to him. And we're on 5-on-4 hockey here as the Tottenham Railers. Oh, pardon me, he's not done quite yet. As the referees have gone back over to the Preds bench here. He could be using a classic coach technique here to give his penalty kill a little breather, as they've been out on the ice quite a bit this first period. And it looks like a second player could be serving unsportsmanlike. And just concurring here with cameraman Steve, looks like the coach was given one there. 5-on-4 hockey, but we have a second player in the box serving a penalty. Jib chips it into the corner. Savoy gets to it first, shoots it hard around the glass and gets it out. Paradis takes his time and skates back into his zone. Slides it over to Jib. Jib to Veliov. Veliov over the line. That's Royer. Back to Veliov, give and go. Slaps it to Paradis at the point. Paradis shot. That's blocked. Jib with it. Jib shot over the net. Veliov has it at the point. Cycles it back around to Royer. Amy Royer battles. Loses a stick. Veliov slides it back to Paradis at the point. Slaps it over to Jib. Jib shot. That's saved. And rebound, foot towards the net. And the goaltender able to cover up with a glove save there. 1 minute, 10 seconds gone in the penalty, and the Railers continue this power play pressure. The first period has been all Railers. Third power play of the night. Frazee loses that draw. Royer and Veliov give chase. Jib pinches in from the point, gets to it. Frazee can't keep it in, and the puck squirts out to Paradis. He circles around his own zone before gaining some speed. Pass up to Royer there, all alone over the line. And loses the handle, and the puck goes into the Preds goalie there, who hangs on for another whistle. And 29 seconds left in the power play. Scrambled. Back to the point. Shot wide. Revert kept it in. He cycles around back to Nolan Prock, centering pass. That gets blocked. And flipped out of the zone to Miller. Miller passes it out to St. Laurent. Prock sends Savoy down to the ice. Puck gets to St. Laurent. Moore around back. And one's out of the box. 5-on-5 hockey now. Kaplan gets to it. Over the line. His shot. Right on the save, Miller. as Preds able to kill off 2 of 3 penalty kills tonight. Keep this a 2-0 hockey game. The Railers have been comfortably in control of the action. Simichicks gets it into the corner there, hit by Vincent. Shot around and clear to center ice. Villiov gives chase. Him and Frazee unable to contain more. Over to Kaplan. Shot centered. That goes harmlessly to the corner. Moore with it to the point. Shot blocked there. Moore in the corner again. Leading scorer for the Preds there, trying to get something going for his team. Villiov back the other way. And that's called offside as Frazee was steered over early by the Preds player. And that calls a whistle to the action. Nicoletti still in the box, serving time on behalf of his coach. 3:55 left in the first period. Ness loses the draw. Bailiev slaps it in from center ice as Jib gives chase into the corner. Savoy gives a nice little spin move to get loose from him. But Jib cuts off the pass. Nice pass there to St. Laurent. Shot blocked. Ness the other way to Hudziak. Stick handles, puts on the brakes, walks in, fans on the shot, and falls to the ice. But Preds is able to get a shot nonetheless, but it goes wide. And Railers the other way. Jib chips it into the corner. Bailiev and Jib cycle. Jib with it now. Shoots around the boards to Alexis Paredes. He does a nice little move there. And shot gets blocked. Goes into the middle, into the slot. Ness the other way. Ness 1-on-1. Shot saved by Miller. And Paredes with Jib with it at center ice. And Bailiev unable to control that pass. Goes for a change. Nice little spin move there, but Revert takes them down. Another save by Miller. Preds still with it. To the point. Good shot. And Miller with the pad save and gloves the rebound. Killing any momentum the Preds were starting to generate there. And Miller, to his credit, hasn't been tested often, but when he has been looking solid. Draw to his right. Moore wins it back to the point. Shot there. Another pad save by Miller. Proc able to clear. Jabunkins sends it in over to Moore. Moore cuts off that pass. Moore stick handles. Alexis Paredes able to block that with a hit into the corner. Pardon me, that was Doyle. Doyle with the hit in the glass there. Number 67 loses the puck to Heward. Heward in neutral zone, gives a hit there. Around back is Doyle to Kustation. Gives chase. Doyle around back with the puck now. Proc gloves it down. And able to clear it to center ice. Jabunkins offside, as he didn't notice Kaplan still trapped in the Railer zone. 1 minute, 24 seconds left in the first period. Preds looking a little bit better here late in the first. Getting a few whistles and keeping the momentum in the Railers' end. Nonetheless, the score remains 2-0 Railers. Draw one by Royer. And Savoy gloves that down. Clears it out, but cut off by Villiov. Royer clears the zone, no offside there. Villiov on the forecheck. Gives Savoy a shove. And another hit there. Royer giving chase to Ness. Knocks him off the puck. And able to create an offside. Great back check there by Amy Royer. Able to tie up Ness from the Preds to get the whistle. There's Alex Ness unable to get over the blue line there. What was looking like a offensive opportunity. Villiers the other way now. Gets over the line. Frazee circles to the boards. Back to Villiers. Villiers pass to a wide open Amy Royer, showing the defensive and offensive capabilities of the two-way forward. First with the back check negating, and the very next play, after a great give and go, Frazee able to send it over to Royer. Frazee, Villiers with a great give and go, and Villiers able to send it over to Royer for a wide open tap-in goal to make this a 3-0 hockey game. 50 seconds left in the first. 3-0 lead, and Railers go right back on the attack. Ness able to break that up and clear it into the zone before taking a hit from Vincent. And Paradis loses the puck there behind the net. Shot into the corner by Hudziak. Chance here for the Railers as Bailiev chases the loose puck, recovers it to Paradis. That's taken off his puck. 15 seconds left, shot around to Jib. Clearing attempt. This gets sent into the corner. Jones with it. And he battles with Samurai until the whistle there. End of the first period, and we have a 3-0 hockey game here in downtown Tottenham. The Tottenham Railers with a 3-0 lead. We'll be back for second period action. And we are back for second period action here downtown Tottenham, the Tottenham Railers. And they're looking good. The Railers offensively, Coach Anthony Pochino has the boys fired up tonight. And Chino's looking pretty sharp too in his suit and toque there. Coaching the boys to a 3-0 lead here. And second period action, draw loss back to the Preds. Bobbled around center ice and slapped into Frazee. Frazee to Royer. Royer puts on the brakes. Nice move there to evade his man before being taken in the boards. Frazee picks it up there, gives a spin. Back to Royer. Royer cycling it back down to Frazee before losing it behind the net. Preds with it now, skated out, past center ice, over the blue line. Poked away by Paradis. Frazee the other way. Breakaway chance here, all alone, what a move! And just loses at the last second as Frazee sprung Royer all alone. And with a nice little move, he had the goalie beat, but the puck went to the side of the net. Neutral zone now, Royer with it again. Chips it past the defenseman into the goalie. Back around net. The Preds defenseman puts on the brakes and takes a look as the teams go for a change. His pass, Kaplan unable to get to it, and that's icing. Well, the Railers picking up where they left off at the end of the first there, with Royer walking in on a breakaway opportunity with a pass from Ty Frazee. Jib on the draw now in the Preds zone. One back. Bailiev can't get to it. Cleared to the center ice area and brought in by the Preds. Centered. That's missed, but to the point now. Smith shot blocked by Miller. Rebound blocked. Miller coming up big there with two big saves. Three big pad saves by Miller, keeping this a 3-0 game. 2-on-1 the other way. Jib. What a goal! Jib to, I believe that was Bailiev. 2-on-1 goal there the other way after 3 big saves by Cameron Miller. And the Railers turning a defensive breakdown into a 2-on-1 goal the other way. 4-0 now for the Tottenham Railers. And you got to feel bad for the Niagara Predators here after generating all that offensive opportunity and momentum, but it's the Railers cashing in on the other end. Heward blocks that pass, sends it back into Doyle. Doyle to Paradis. Paradis skates out now. Turns it over. Vincent blocks that. Paradis the other way, leading the charge. The defenseman here. Shot right on. Saved by the Niagara Predators. And they hang on for the whistle. And, you know, that's the way Anthony Pacelli is coaching these Railers, is to have a high-octane offense. So the transition hockey game for the Railers is high-octane, and, you know, they're able to get out of their defensive zone and turn it into an offensive opportunity right away. Paradis sending the Preds forward there to the ice a little bit late and gets called for an interference call. First penalty of the evening for the Tottenham Railers, as the players have a little bit of words on the ice there, and Alexis Paradis goes to the box. Not where you want your top defenseman to be. Preds finally have a chance on the power play here to get back in this game. Rare undisciplined penalty from Alexis Paradis in the offensive zone. Draw to the left of Miller, one back by Moore. Held in at the line, Moore with it now. Number 66 walks in, takes a shot. That's saved by Miller. 5 seconds into the power play, Nicoletti is also in the box, still serving the unsportsmanlike from the first period. 5-on-4 power play opportunity for the Preds. One back, Savoy. Back to Moore. Moore sends it back in around the net, heads to the front. Back to Savoy at the point. He goes into the corner. Takes a look, hangs on to Moore. Moore back to Savoy. Savoy to Moore, calling for it. Moore walks in, shot, that's blocked. And out of the zone. Frazee gives chase to Savoy, who gives it back to Moore. Moore skates around his own net. Gets a little speed here. Up the center of the ice. Down the right wing. Dances by a few. And flips it around back of the net before he's cut off. And the puck is cleared out of harm's way. Into the Pred zone now. Defenseman lets his team set up here as he slowly makes his way out of the zone. Still with it. Pass up the left wing, cross center ice, cross the blue line into the corner, behind the net now. Cycled back to the corner, lost the handle there. Ness takes his man into the glass, but it's held at the line to find that shot. Fans on a wide open opportunity, and the puck harmlessly slides into Miller. I think he wants that one back, as Garrison for the Preds had a great chance as he was left all alone in the right side of, the left side of Miller, but he fanned on the shot, and the puck just trickled in. Cleared out of the zone by the Railers. Jib gives chase on the forecheck. So does Heward. Able to slap it back to Jib in the corner. Jib killing precious seconds off the clock here. Penalty kill coming to a close. 5 seconds left. Paradis on his feet, ready to jump back on the ice. One last drive here for the Preds. Penalty over. Shot into the corner. And shot around back. Paradis stays on. Shot blocked Saved by Miller, centered. Oh, that shot goes wide, another chance here. Whistle blown dead. Not sure what the call is there. Oh, the net was slightly bumped off and by the Preds player as the call is outside of the blue line. Oh, tough break for the the Niagara Predators there. As the wide shot went around the back of the net and came free for a wide open look, but was blown dead by the ref. And the Preds coach is upset, understandably so. Paradis taking Savoy down with a nice hit. Puck around back, Doyle with it. He flips it up the boards. Savoy trying to give some payback to Heward, but Heward stays on his feet. In around back, Paradis giving chase with another hit. Paradis throwing his weight around, letting his physical presence be known. Moore dancing around, stick handling. Savoy, he fans on the pass. Frazee takes him out. Frazee battling Moore along the boards. Shot in back, Doyle can't get to it. Still battling as Paradis takes his man hard into the boards. And the Preds player slow to get up here. And the Niagara Predators coach is absolutely livid. Slow to get up on his feet is the Preds forward, but he stays up. Kaplan seems to be okay. And looks like no call on the play here. And Chino also talking with the ref here to figure out what's going on. Looks to be no call on the play, clean hit. I think the Preds were looking for a boarding or possibly interference call there. Paradis with 4 hits on that shift. And stays on. 4-0 hockey game, second period action. 14:30 left. That draw is blown down. As Frazee's taken out of the draw there. Royer steps in. Draw scrambled around. Paradis passes it up to Frazee. Frazee chips it in. No icing. Frazee able to turn it over there. Frazee still has it. Loses it again. Chipped back in by Paradis. He gives chase. Cleared up to center ice. And Doyle circles back. Up to Frazee. Frazee heading over. Paradis stays in as a forward. Gives another hit there to Jones. Jones with it here as Gurman checks back over the line. Can't get past the 3 Railers there who break up that play. Huge hit taken into the boards. Paradis taking Simichik into the boards there. Paradis with an offensive hit on Jones. Paradis has been an absolute beast this period. I've lost track of the amount of hits he's just thrown. As Paradis is not messing around. He might have woke up the bear, as he has been absolutely beast mode here as he goes to the bench. Vailiev, nice pass there to an open jib. Kept in at the line for a second until it's chipped out. Vailiev now, the hit was a little too early before he touched the puck, as Vailiev, I think getting inspired by Paradis, throws a big hit of himself there, but a little too early before he gets to the puck, and it's an interference is the call, and Predators will have a second power play opportunity of the evening now, and a chance to get on the board. You know, first period, it was all offensive action for the Tottenham Railers, and it looks like Chino's instructed the boys to go physical for the second period. As you can see, they've come out with a very physical mindset led by assistant captain Alexis Paradis. who's able to get his boys going. Power play. Preds here. Savoy had the stick in the skates there, but stayed up. Fans screaming for a call. Cleared out of the zone by the Railers. St. Laurent gives chase to Savoy. Pokes it away from him. Moore gathers it. Moore with it now. Circles around his own net. Generating some speed here. Gets by Jib, but loses it to St. Laurent. St. Laurent walks in. Gives it to Jib. Jib's shot. That's saved. And over the net. Moore the other way. Moore had to hesitate as Paradis was there, and that was an offside. And the physical game in action is really turned up here with the Niagara Predators on the power play for another minute 13. Ness with the draw wins it. Simichich. He goes around back. Royer circles. And Frazee heads in for the forecheck. Dropped off for a Ness. He loses it to Frazee. Frazee, able to recover on him. That's not who you want to lose it to, but lost to Royer this time. Royer walks in, slides it to Frazee. That centering opportunity goes into the corner. And Simichis with it behind the net again. Hands it off. Dropped off now to Smith. He walks over the blue line. Smith within the corner, centers it. Just out of the reach of Garman. Frazee able to intercept. And Doyle battles with it to center ice. Doyle pins Simichis against the boards there. Salomon sends it into the Pred zone. Pass up the ice. Forced back by Doyle. Into the corner there. Smith fakes the shot, takes the hit from Salomon. Frazee with it. Frazee loses it against the boards there. Salomon bumps his man. Bailiev out of the box. 5-on-5 hockey. Bailiev the other way. Up to Royer. Royer just out of the reach. Goes into the corner. Smith with it. Bumped off the puck by Royer. Bailiev bumps with Ness. Ness cuts off that pass. Chipped up the glass. Nicoletti fumbles it to Bailiev. Bailiev dances around two before he collides with Smith. There's Smith with a nice check there on Bailiev. And Heward skates there and center ice with Savoy. Proc with a nice bump on Savoy. In the corner there. Some time to send it up ice to Tinney. Bounces off Tinney. Poked off the puck there. Tinney lifts the stick of his man. Proc battles along the boards with Heward. Glove down by Miller. Paradis behind the net, avoids a hit. Paradis skating out of his own zone. Past the center ice into the blue line. Paradis still with it, walks in, and just loses it as he was able to walk in all alone there with some nice stick handling. Rivert gloves it down, keeps it out of the zone. Tinney circles back. Tinney with it at center ice. Proc flips it in, gives chase. Tinney around back. And Proc has it in the corner. He absorbs a hit. And sent into the blue ice harmlessly. Pred's goalie slows it down. Getting a whistle to the right of him. More of a defensive battle here in the second period for both teams. Jib on the draw. Jib scrambles that. Puck center to Bailiev. And around back to Moore. He's taken down by Bailiev. Comes up with the puck though, sends it to the blue line. Doyle's forced back to gather. Shoots it off the glass to Revert. Revert with it. He flips it up. Saint Laurent. Saint Laurent drops it off for Jib. Jib with a nice little move there to try to centering it. Puck gets flipped up over the net. And Jib in front of the net in a little bit of a shoving match there, a little skirmish. As they slowly skate off for a change. Draw to the left of the goalie there. 8:31 left in the second period. Royer on the draw. Sent in behind the Preds net there. Smith sends it up to center ice. Paradis cuts that off. Gloved down by Preds forward. Shot into the corner. And Railers able to break out. Royer with it along the left wing. Royer gets cut off by Smith around back of the net. Paradis is there with another huge hit, sending a Preds player flying to the ice. And some time here for Vincent. His pass avoids everyone for the icing as the players went for a change. And the second period story really has to be Alexis Paradis and his hits. Has shifted the momentum even further here for the Railers. They went from being this offensive juggernaut to a defensive animal and have really clamped down here on the Niagara Predators, who have been able to get absolutely nothing going for themselves. Sent back to the point here and cycled down as Vincent got caught to the ground there. Another icing against the Railers here as Villiers was getting chased. Well, for the Preds, this is about as best as they've got here. A couple icing calls to get some offensive momentum building here. Hopefully they can get some shots on net. The Railers have been excellent at clogging the slot area, not letting any centering passes get through. And when they do, Miller's been razor sharp with the pad saves. And there you go, another shot blocked down before it even gets to him. Jib the other way here, streaking in on the right side. Shot, goal! And once again, any offensive momentum the Preds do generate gets answered right back by a Railers goal. And that time it was Jib from an end-to-end goal streaking down the right side there before he sniped it home, making it a fifth goal of the night for the Railers on a 5-0 lead. Yenry Jib. 7:30 left in the second, and the Railers are pulling away on this one. Saint Laurent bounces it off the boards there to himself. Doyle gives chase. Sellerman up the boards. Vailiev at center ice there gives a hit to Simichik. Pass cut off by Saint Laurent. Saint Laurent still with it. Saint Laurent chance there, bumped off the puck. Preds out of their zone. Heward had it. Simichik over the blue line, gets by Heward. Drops the pass off to Jones. That shot just wide of the net. Great chance there offensively for the Preds, but shot wide. Stick handled over to Jones at the point. Slid into Miller. Vailiev shoving as the puck bobbles out front. No calls on the play there. There's a little bit of physical action in front of Miller. Puck at center. Kuchishin shoots it down. That's steered into the corner. Around the back of the net. The Preds have some time here to work it out. Pass up the center. Unable to hold it. And Revert the other way gets pushed by Jones into the boards. Tension starting to mount here with the game. The game score winding up. Proc on the forecheck, causing the icing there. And the draw will be back in the Predators zone. Predators understandably getting frustrated here as the game is being broken wide open 5-0 by the Tottenham Railers. And to add injury to insult, they're also throwing around their weight with the physical body checks here. Draw one back to Paradis. That shot's right on with a pad save, steered into the corner. Tinney comes up with it with Croc. They battle along the corner. As they bump and grind, they're able to get it to center ice, but Paradis shoots it right back in. That one's hard off the glass, taking a funny bounce. And in around back. The Preds break out to center ice. Right back in by Kusishin. He takes a hit, stays on his feet. Over the blue line with it now are the Preds. And more bumping and grinding against the boards here as the players shove. And Revert streaking out. Here makes a nice move to get by one. And shot right on save. Still has it behind the net. Battles with it along the boards. Preds defenseman comes up with it, but still being harassed. Tinney with it now. Nice little move to put on the brakes and center pass. Revert lifting the, lifting the stick there and recovering. Sends it back to Paradis. He circles back, fires a pass up the ice to Villiov on the left side all alone. In around back with it. He cycles around the net. Pass cut off by Frazee. Frazee loses a handle. Recovers, pins his man against the glass there. Puck squirts out to the blue line. 3-on-2 chance here for the Preds. Shot right on, saved by Miller. Will look like a harmless play along the boards with the puck pinned, squirted out into an odd man rush for the Preds. But unable to cash in as Miller makes the save along the post there, keeping it a 5-0 hockey game. And a penalty against Villiov behind the play, missed there, not sure what happened. So another 5-on-4 chance here for the Preds. Savoy, shot, that's blocked by Frazee. Puck loose, hanging around. Slapped away by Frazee to the point. Shot from the point goes wide. And Doyle battles along, and the Railers able to clear it. And Villiov in the box for another minute 30 here. Jones with some speed around back, tries centering. That's blocked by Doyle. Puck comes out, and Royer heads on the offense. Frazee with them. Frazee breaks up that pass and able to clear it. Jones forced to send it back into the Preds zone as they regroup. Pass cut off by Ty Frazee. Royer able to get onside. Into the corner with it. Royer traps it at the blue line, flips it down low. Around back of the Preds net. Great penalty kill here by Royer and Frazee. Frazee goes for a change. 44 seconds left here. Royer with the nice big hit, causing the turnover there. Royer's play there. Looked like Jib was going to get a call for tripping, but no call on the play. Preds the other way, 3-on-2. Savoy shot, pad saved by Miller. Around back of the net. Heward able to clear it out to center ice. Almost a shorthanded opportunity there for Jib and Royer. Rivert clears it down. And Simonik faced to go behind his own net. 6 seconds left in the power play here. One last chance up the ice before Villiov gets back on. Number 3, Jones sends it in around back. Miller plays it. He clears it up along, kept in by Simichik. He sends it back in. Centered, that's blocked by Paradis, who flips it all the way down. And that will be icing. Railers able to kill off another penalty, keeping this a 5-0 hockey game. Well, can't say I've seen many holes in the Railers game tonight, as the Tottenham Railers have looked great offensively and defensively. And I can't say enough about the physical game they've brought this second period. Revert in the corner there, sends it up to Jib. Jib flips it over to Heward. Heward in all alone. Heward shot. That's gloved down. Heward with a nice chance there, getting sprung by Jib. Kept in at the line. Shot into the corner by Revert. And Railers get to it first. Battling along the boards is Villeneuve. Stays on his feet, getting rough. Finally brought down. Jib just takes exception, and now Villeneuve shoveling with his man. Refs blow the play down. And refs break that up before things get out of hand. Temper starting to flare here late in the second period, as the Railers have no answer for the Railers, and only the Railers getting a call here. That's a little bit surprising, as both players are shut. Oh, okay, here we go. Coincidental minors is the call. That makes more sense. We got Villeneuve and Jones, number 14 Jones, going to the box. Coincidental minors there for their little skirmish in the corner. As Jones and Villeneuve will take two. Draw will be inside the Pred zone. 4-on-4 hockey. And this is where players like Jib and Frazee really shine, with more space on the ice in the 4-on-4. And the coach is shouting here with the refs as the Preds were trying to sneak a fifth man on the ice there. And they still can't seem to figure it out. It's a 4-on-4. There we go. Preds have figured it out. That fifth man heads to the bench, and we're ready for 4-on-4 action here to close out the second period. Draw one back by Frazee. D-to-D pass there. Solomon to Revert. Pass, sorry, to Doyle. Kept in. Cleared out now by the Preds the other way. Doyle poke checks that to Frazee. Frazee over to the blue line. Frazee, nice little move there. Toe drags it to the corner. Hangs onto the puck. Tries to pass to Doyle right out of his reach. Kept in by Solomon. He passes it down. Frazee with it behind the net. Frazee with a nice little move there to get free. Sends it to the point. Solomon hesitates. Nice, circles back. Swings it back to the corner. No one there. Savoy loses the puck. And the Preds clear the zone. And that will be icing. Preds unable to get anything going. Pinned in their own zone by the Railers during 4-on-4 action here. And draw to the left of the goaltender. 34 seconds left in the period. Royer, Vailiev are the forwards out there. Draw one back to the line. Shot. That's blocked down. Shot in to the zone by the Preds forward there. Bumped off the puck by Paradis. Vailiev with it. Vailiev skating out of the zone across center ice. Vailiev, stick handles, slides it over to Royer. Royer hangs on, flips it. Puck there! Goal! What a play by Royer to flip it over the Preds defenseman to a streaking Paradis, who tucked it into an open net past the Preds goalie for the 6th goal of the hockey game. Royer able to hang on to the puck and create some separation for himself before, instead of shooting, just harmlessly flipping it into the blue paint, almost like an alley-oop slam dunk, if you will, for Alexis Paredes. And that brings a close to the second period, and your Tottenham Railers are up 6-0, and we'll continue 4-on-4 hockey when we return for the third. Stay tuned for more action from downtown Tottenham. And we are back for third period action in downtown Tottenham. 6-0 Tottenham Railers lead over the Niagara Predators. 4-on-4 hockey to start the third period, as Jones and Villeneuve both in the box for coincidental minors roughing. In around back of the Pred zone here as they break out. Moore loses an edge. That turns over to Revert. He flips it into the zone and takes Smith into the boards. Frazee gives chase to Moore behind the net, comes up with it. Takes the hit from Simichik. Moore with it. Brings it to center ice. Players out of the box. Villeneuve right out of the box to the attack. His centering attempt flips into the corner to Royer. Royer can't get to it. Preds the other way. Over the blue line. Shot right on. Saved by Miller. Sent into the corner. Rebound goes wide. Frazee up the boards to Royer. Jones keeps it in. That's sent into the corner. Revert around back. Fred still with it. Centering chance there. One timing attempt gets blocked. Frazee the other way to Paredes. Paredes loses it. Turns it over. 2-on-1 chance here. Nice little move to avoid a hit from Royer. Oh, walks it all alone, but Miller closes the door. That's probably the best chance of the evening, as Nicoletti danced in all alone on Cameron Miller, who was able to get low and take away that scoring chance. Preserving his shutout. 6-0 hockey game. 1 minute, 20 seconds gone in the third. And you got to figure if they don't get on the board soon, this game could be very well over for the Preds. And 3-on-1 the other way. St. Laurent fans on the shot. And they still have it. Bailey spin around chance. That gets saved. Doyle, his pass out of the reach of Salamoon. Salamoon forced back. He pushes and shoves the Preds forward. Slapped around in the Railer zone. Doyle gives chase. Doyle with it now. Doyle pass to Bailey gets broken up. Saved there by Miller as the Preds forward was streaking down the right. Bailey the other way. Bailey and Jib. Jib shot. Stopped by the goaltender. Cleared to center ice. Action's picked up here as Kaplan sends it right on. Goes in after it into the corner. Tries to power it to the center of the net. Centering to Moore. To the point. That's blocked. And still right in front of Miller. Moore spin around shot. That's a pad save. Jones with it at the point. Keeps it in. Preds showing some life here. And Doyle finally able to come up with it behind the net. Flipping it up the glass to Bailiev. Bailiev has it lost in his skates. Jones slaps at it. Still in the zone. Bailiev finally able to get it out to center. Shot right back in by Ness. Right on Miller with the save. Revert to Tinney. Tinney slides it to Jib. Jib over the line. He loses it, but gives chase into the corner. Battles along the boards there. Moore slides it around back of his own net. Up here to center ice. Nice stick handling move there by Mazalov. Puck deflected into the zone by Paredes. Proc gives chase. Can't catch up. Oh, and a hit there by Heward. Paradis with a hit on Moore in the boards there in the corner. As Paradis continues with his hitting onslaught. And another one before Miller gets a glove on it. Calling the whistle. 6-0 hockey game, and the Railers are not giving an inch to the Preds, continuing with the physical play along the boards, led by Alexis Paradis. And Miller looking outstanding in net as this third period, the Preds have come out showing a pulse, showing some life and fight in them here with several good scoring opportunities, but Miller has turned them all aside. Draw one back to center. Simicic slides it over. Fans on the puck there as Proc gives chase into the corner. Good forecheck by Nolan Proc. Preds the other way. Centering chance there, blocked by Tinney. Tinney with it. Tinney over the blue line. Tinney stick handles into the corner. Loses it in his skates. Puck cleared out to center. Railers with it. Pass to Revert. Revert up the right side. Tinney has it. Bumps around with Simicic. Proc. Stick gets knocked loose as he was given the forecheck. Number 10, Jarchowski. And that shot goes wide and all the way back down to the Preds zone. Railers able to go for a full change. Fresh legs on the ice here, led by Ty Frazee on the forecheck with Royer and Villeneuve. Frazee with it, causing the turnover. Frazee walks in all alone. Frazee! Oh, a desperation save. A Hasek-like desperation save by the Preds goalie there as Frazee walked in all alone. Preds the other way, shot goes wide. Another chance here with Frazee streaking in on the right-hand side. What a move there as he's brought down. No call on the play. There's Frazee with two great chances. Big hit by Proc there against the boards. And a pass out to Frazee, who's in all alone again. Stop. Two saves there. Frazee with three big chances on the shift. All turned aside. Nicoletti sends a pass down the middle of the nest. That shot's blocked. Nicoletti again with it. Nicoletti with a nice stick handle there. Shot over and finally Ness gets on the board for the Preds and they're able to solve Miller. Could be too little too late, but nonetheless, they do spoil the shutout. They make this a 6-1 hockey game. And a much needed offensive showing here for the Nest line as Nest converts from a scramble and a nice pass to tap in on the blue ice. Jib chipping it over the zone. Bailiev giving chase here. Bailiev giving Jones chase. Sends him into the boards hard. And another big hit. Jib and Bailiev with two big hits. And the tempers are starting to flare here in the third period. And slow to get up is the Predators player as he was taking it in hard to the boards. The hit, for what it's worth, was hockey play with the puck in the legs of both of them. And Bailiev with a huge hit is going to the penalty box with an offensive zone forecheck against the boards there. And it looks like Smith appears to be okay. He's having a talk with the trainer. Taking a look, he seems to be okay there. Never want to see anybody get hurt. With the intensity that the Railers have this evening, and the intensity with the forechecking, led by Paradis and Bailiev, resulting in a 5-minute major to Bailiev for this third period. This could be a momentum-changing penalty if Preds are able to pop a couple here. Savoy with it at the point. Savoy shot, and that's exactly what you wanted to see. Early goal here. Bailiev stays in the box. 6-2 hockey game. And Savoy doing a smart move there, just sending it right in on net, looking for a lucky bounce or deflection, and that's exactly what he got. And second goal of the night for the Preds. Only 10 seconds off the clock for the power play. Kaplan over. Preds taking their time here. Plenty of time left on the power play. Savoy getting harassed by Frazee. Frazee going after Moore this time. Moore's been quiet tonight, the leading scorer for the Preds. Jumps and avoids a hit there. Still with it. Goes for the wraparound. Royer able to clear that and dump it out. And Kaplan with it behind, drops it off. Preds once again setting up, taking their time out of the zone. 4 minutes left on the major to Bailiev for boarding. Kaplan with it now, makes his way over center ice. Kaplan over the blue line. Kaplan hangs on to it into the corner behind the net. Kaplan still with it. Kaplan still has it. Kaplan drops it off to Savoy. Savoy walks in from the point. Savoy shot! Goal, Preds! As Savoy walks in and snipes the top corner, making it a 6-3 hockey game. 6-3 hockey game. And 3:48 left in the power play here, as the Preds have come alive in the third period here, capitalizing on 2 power play opportunities with Bailiev in the box. And you know, that's what happens sometimes with the hockey gods. A bad penalty in the offensive zone major, breathing life into this Preds team. And it looks like the coaches have called a timeout here, having a chat with their players. The Preds coach, no doubt, trying to rally his team here to get a few more on the power play here. And you know, Anthony Bocelli there, Chino, is telling his boys to just calm it down. They're still in the lead, and regroup and gather themselves for the rest of this penalty kill. Plenty of time left in the hockey game. 12-17, a much respectable 6-3 score. 3:48 left in the major. To Bailiev. Flip down the ice. Royer giving chase. Kaplan for the Preds. Back around to Savoy. Savoy staying out here for most of the power play. Drops it off to Moore. Moore in over the blue line. Moore still with it. Moore into the corner. This is starting to look familiar. Moore again, centering it. Poked away. Savoy to Kaplan. Kaplan shot. Blocker saved by Miller. Scrambled around back, and they battle for it. Bumping and grinding there to the net. Revert. And they're able to clear it. And go for a change is Royer. Frazee back out there. Savoy with some speed. Dumps it off to the right wing. Slides it back to Savoy. Batted away. Kaplan with it at the point. He walks in. Goes in around the back of the net. Looking to center it. Kaplan still with it. Slides it into the corner to Savoy. Savoy, centering chance there. Hangs on. Pass blocked. And Railers, Jib, able to take some time off the clock here before it gets fired down by Paradis. 2 minutes, 25 seconds left in the power play. Frazee forechecking on Kaplan. Frazee's still with it. Frazee pins Kaplan along the boards there. Bellew gives help. Nest able to break away with it. Nicoletti and Vincent go hard into the boards. And Vincent slow to get up. Over to Ness, wide open. And another goal for the Preds. That makes it 3 power play goals on the Major to Bailiev. Vincent went hard into the boards and did not get the penalty call. He was slow to get up and got left out of position, which resulted in 3 Predator players around the blue ice, and they were able to bat it around each other into the net. 6-4 hockey game, and the Preds are battling back here. 2 minutes left into the Major to Bailiev. 3 power play goals in the last 3 minutes. And they're back at it. Moore here, driving down the right-hand side around net, rubbed into the boards by Royer. More physical play continues here. Savoy with it, shot, that's blocked by Miller. And point pass there, goes out of the zone, and Savoy back to Moore. Moore again, dancing around. Everybody, Moore. Oh, Parody's able to poke it off of Moore at the last second, as that was looking like a dangerous drive. Moore with it again behind the net, trying to center it. Hunziak, shot, saved by Miller. Brought down by Jib, kept in at the blue line. Shot again, sent in on Miller. Oh, these Preds are looking dangerous now. This is a different team now. Kaplan walking in from the blue line. Pass over. Oh, one-timer attempt goes wide. Moore with it. Moore shot. That's saved by Miller. Jib finally alleviates the pressure. 40 seconds, and a different Predators team has shown up since that Bailiev Major has seemed to light a fire under them. Savoy, pass up to Nicoletti. That's cut off by Viliov. Shot down. That's blocked at center ice. Brought in. Pass to Ness. That's gets intercepted. Unable to clear. Smith with it. One time to Ness. Ooh, stick save there by Miller, who's now getting his fill of shots in the third. 5 seconds left in the Major to Bailiev. Bailiev stepping back on the ice, 5-on-5 hockey. You got to figure the Railers are going to want to answer back. And Rivert takes a dirty hit there with his helmet goes flying. He goes straight off the ice. Collision behind the play, and that could be a penalty to the Preds, as the Predators coaches are shouting. Collision behind the play that caused Rivert's helmet to get knocked off. Hopefully he's okay. He went straight off the ice, as it appears to be the captain. Captain's come over to the refs, pardon me. Captain's come over to get a little explanation to see what's going on. 6-4 hockey game. We went from a 6-0 and 6 straight goals from the Railers, followed by 4 unanswered from the Predators, as the ice in Tottenham here seems to tilt period to period, and refs are sorting it out here. And we're going to see who goes to the box. Rivert getting checked out by the trainer on the bench. Hopefully he's okay, as his helmet got sent off from the collision. The board showing 2 minutes penalty to the Preds, which last thing they want after they were able to claw back in here is to kill their momentum with a penalty kill. And the captains converse here with the referees, find out exactly what happened, and as the collision, as I said, took place behind the play. Looking like a 5-on-4 power play for the Tottenham Railers, and an opportunity for them to take back control of this game. You know, heading into the third, it looked like an early evening, and 6-0, that the game was sort of getting away from the Predators, but they really used that 5-minute Major to Bailiev to claw their way back in here and make this margin much more respectable. with just a 2-goal variance. Plenty of time left in the third period. Delay in action here while they continue to discuss with the referees. A Preds player belongs in the box. There's the culprit there. I think he was trying to avoid detection. And much like the law, you do the crime, you do the time, and Garanin will serve 2. And captain of the Preds, Simicic here, doing his coach's bidding perhaps to get a little explanation of why it is Garanin sitting in the box here. The tables have turned here in the third period after the Railers had a commanding lead. They still have the 2-goal margin. 8 minutes left to go in the third. And it looks like they've sorted things out here and are ready to resume action. Frazee on the draw. Not quite ready yet here. Here we go. And draw scrambled back. Jib sends it over. Paradis with it. Paradis to Frazee. And another whistle as Villeneuve had a collision there. And the Preds goalie held on for a whistle, and the physical play continues as the tempers are starting to flare here. And you figured that would happen with the amount of body checks and physical plays and penalties that have come. Cleared down the ice by the Preds. Jib gives chase here. Jib around net. Gives a chance for his team to set up as he heads up the ice. Pass up the left wing to Villeneuve. He heads to the corner, puts on the brakes. Nice pass to an open one-time shot by Paradis, goes off the post. What a nice one-time blast there. It was a wide open Paradis. Little give and go at the point there before it's cleared. Great attempt by Royer and Paradis to try to answer back. Jib with the puck here. Behind the net. Up the left wing again. Pass to Frazee. To Paradis on the right side. Paradis holds the line. Passes it over to an open left wing. And that's batted into neutral zone ice. Jib hangs onto the puck. Nice pass to Paradis. Paradis in on the alone. Paradis with the move. That save. Paradis still with it. Into the corner there. Paradis with another good chance here. Unable to cash in. Sent around back. To the point. Jib walks in from the point. Nice little stick handling move. In around back. Still has it. Wraparound attempt. Goal! Jib, just what the Railers needed. Jib able to walk in from the blue line. Stick handled. Untouched. He sort of froze up the Predators players. I think they were expecting him to pass, but he hung on all the way around the net with a beautiful wraparound of goal, silencing the Predators fans for a 7-4 lead. Railers able to regroup after that disastrous penalty kill, allowing 3 goals for the Preds to get back in it, answer back with a huge power play goal of their own. 7-4 hockey game, 6:42 left, and a reinvigorated Railers back on the attack here. Up the left wing goes Kaplan. Kaplan on the attack here for the Preds. Shot saved by Miller. Despite those 3 goals on the power play, Miller has been very sharp for the Railers. One of the main reasons we have a 7-4 lead. Draw to his right, 6:24. Moore on the draw. Moore wins it. Moore to Simicic. Simicic into the corner for Kaplan. Moore with it now. Moore around back, looking to center. Moore hangs on. Moore centers. That's broken up by Proc. Out to Tinney. Tinney flips it in and gives chase. Tinney unable to come up with it. Proc slaps at it. Doyle now. He pokes. Stays in by, held in by Moore. And Moore gets rubbed off the puck by Kusishin. Proc with the big hit along the boards there on Ness. Shot from the point. Goes wide. And Moore forces a turnover here. Ness with the big shot. Saved by Miller. Predators still fighting to get back in this. Not letting that power play goal from the Railers affect their battle to score. 5:44 remains. Nicoletti on the draw here to the right of Miller. Won by the Railers. Unable to clear. Shot saved by Miller and sent into the mesh. Miller looking sharp here to close out the third. Trying to preserve this victory for the Railers. Draw scrambled and one back to Smith. Smith at the blue line. Sends it into the corner. And battles around the net. Vincent chips it up the boards. Out of the zone now. Frazee trying to lift the stick. Frazee has it. Villiov now. Villiov with it. Villiov shot. Hits the side of the mesh. Villiov still chopping out in the blue paint with Frazee. And Nicoletti able to skate it out of danger. He goes on the attack. Over the blue line. Shot goes wide. Pred's still with it. Chance here for Frazee. Streaking in on the left side. Frazee. Nice little stick handle. Tries to drop it off of Velu. And a centering pass goes in behind. Or Royer with it. In behind back to Frazee. Frazee within the corner. Savoy giving chase. Frazee to Paradis. Cycled back down. Shot. That goes wide. And Revert unable to keep it in and skates back into his zone to retrieve the puck. Both teams go for a change. Puck flipped over to Revert. He tries chipping it out. It's kept in. No, offside as the puck did cross the blue before getting sent back in. .427 left in the third. Moore, Maslov, then Kaplan out for the Preds. Gibbs, St. Laurent, and Bailiev line out for the Railers. Draw one by Jib. Pass out of the reach of St. Laurent. Savoy goes back for it. Savoy D-to-D pass. Back to Savoy behind the net. Savoy getting forechecked by St. Laurent. Pressure for St. Laurent causes a forecheck turnover. Bailiev with a great chance there, but glove down on the backhand after St. Laurent forecheck causes a turnover. Railers almost cash in again. Besides that power play of 5 minutes where they were able to get 3, the Preds have had no answer for the Railers offense. Jib on the draw here. That's lost. Bailiev behind the net. Hits Smith into the boards. St. Laurent chips it off the boards to himself. Moore sends it in. Doyle back for it. Doyle around his own net. Shoots it up the boards. Tries to get it to Bailiev. No doing. Offside on the Predators. as number 12 forward for the Preds got in ahead of the puck, forcing the whistle there. 3 minutes, 42 seconds left in the game. 3-goal margin. We gotta wonder if the Preds will be pulling the goalie here, or if they'll see if they can get it to a 2-goal margin first. Icing against the Railers. Draw will be down in the Railers zone to the right of Miller. And this is what you want from the Railers, is these plays to continue to chip time off the clock and hang on for a victory with this late push from the Niagara Predators. More on the draw. Jib wins that. Savoy with it at the point. He loses an edge. St. Laurent goes the other way on 2-on-1 with Bailiev. Shot blocked by Simicic. Savoy and Bailiev battle behind the net. Savoy holds on to Bailiev's stick. And what a gentleman-like play, handing it back there. Jib from the point. Jib's shot. That gets saved. Jib has it again. Pass to the point. Shot goes wide. Vincent has it. Vincent to Jib. Jib fans on the pass. And that squeaks offside. And cleared down to Moore. Moore and all along the left side. His shot goes wide and over the net. Moore had a chance there, looking for the top corner. And Moore again on a 2-on-1 now. Moore with Nicoletti. And Vincent able to block that shot. Great defensive play by Vincent. Jib, cross-ice pass, goes in off of Aaron's stick, pardon me. Predators the other way, in over the line with some speed. Loses the puck to Frazee. Frazee circles his net. Frazee gains some speed of his own, avoids a hit there. The Royer back to Frazee. Frazee in all alone. Frazee to Billow. What a goal there is Ty Frazee. Ty Frazee. What a goal. Ty Frazee makes all the right moves and slides it over to a wide open Royer to make it 8-4. And do I dare say it? That, for all intents and purposes, could be the nail in the coffin for the Niagara Predators. With the Railers' high-octane offense puts in their 8th goal of the evening. 2 minutes left, and I don't think you're gonna see the Preds pull the goalie now. Simicic over the line. Shot right on. Give Preds credit here. They're not packing it up quite yet. They're still trying to score. Nice job by Hewer to avoid a hit there. Things could get ugly in the last 2 minutes here as you see players trying to get a little bit more physical than they already are. And you see the Heward, River, Nolan Proc line out there. Tinney with it. Tinney shot. That goes wide. Tinney gives chase. Little stick battle. Centering pass to Proc. Proc shot right on. And they battle. Another chance there. Proc pokes at it. Tinney sent to the ice. Heward. And Miller trying to clear it, but it goes off his own player, still in the danger zone. Finally cleared to Tinney. Tinney the other way, 1-on-1 here. Tinney shot right on and held on for the whistle. 53 seconds left in the game. 8-4 hockey game. A lot of chirping going on as the players go to the bench. And you can sense the frustrations boiled over here as the game is out of reach for the Predators at this point. Last 50 seconds being a formality. 8-4 hockey game. The Jib line heads out with St. Laurent. One back to Savoy. Wide open chance there for Bailiev. Puck rolls off the stick. He gives chase into the corner, taken down by Jones. And penalty called there. And a dirty play on Vincent. And you can see the frustrations are boiling over there as two of the players go to the box. A hit from behind and then an unsportsmanlike cross-check by number 28, Jabonkins. You can definitely tell the frustration is set in for the Niagara Predators. They were simply just outplayed tonight by the Tottenham Railers. They'll end the game shorthanded on a 5-on-4. I'm not sure why it's on a 5-on-3. That could be what they're discussing now. There it is. That is 5-on-3 penalty. As both Jones and Jabonkins are in the box. And I don't think the Railers are going to take it easy here. They want one more. And there's a fight. Jones and Kusishin as tempers boil over. As Kusishin and Jones trade blows there. With the game out of reach, the refs are letting the clock run out before further damage happens. Very unsportsmanlike from the Niagara Predators here as the game's out of reach, starting to get a little bit dirty here at the end. As Kusishin and Jones drop the gloves. And the tempers are flaring as the coaches are now starting to jaw a bit. 7.7 seconds left in the game. Might be wise for the refs to just speed this one up, drop the puck, and get that final buzzer before any other carnage takes place. Overall, great game by the Tottenham Railers. We won't let this dirty action at the end spoil what was an amazing offensive showing, again, at home from the Tottenham Railers. Led by Ty Frazee, the Henry Jib. This team just continues to find a way to score and battle. But what really surprised me tonight was their ability to be physical, get in on the forecheck, battle, and obviously frustrate the heck out of the Niagara Predators to the point they take ridiculous penalties and end up in the box. And things starting to get away from the refs here too, as the coaches from the Predators team are giving them an earful. And some more pushing and shoving here to end the game. And clock is not going. More physical action. I think the refs need to call this game here. I think that should be the end there, as the clock was not running. Tempers are starting to flare, or I shouldn't say starting. Temperatures are beyond flaring. And this game should be called before things get really out of hand. I don't think the Predators have much room left in the penalty box. They're retaking this draw for the last 7 seconds as a formality, it looks like. St. Laurent, the draw. Predators having a rough time managing their bench here, not understanding it's a 5-on-3. And looks like Proc is being sent to the bench, to the penalty box as well. I'm not sure what the call against Proc was there. As Proc is sent to the box for the remainder of the game. I must have been battling with Simicic behind, as we got 4 Preds players in the box. And the physical action continues. Micheletti takes a shot to his head. Whistle blown 1 second in. More players going to the box. And the players are chirping here, starting to chirp with the fans as well, as Vincent and refs are ejecting players now, and we're getting close to mayhem here in downtown Toronto. Tottenham, pardon me. It's starting to look like downtown Toronto UFC here. Refs trying to get control of this game. Only 6 seconds remain in a Tottenham Railers victory, getting stolen from them with this outlandish activity, unclassy action here from the Niagara Predators. Really fitting their team name right now. One draw, one back behind the net. And there's the buzzer there. Finally drawing an end to this game. And the players are still shoving and having words here, as they don't want to call it a night. 8-4 Tottenham Railers win at the end of the day when we put all the sideshow circus antics to the side. A home win for the Railers, and the Niagara Predators are going to have a very quiet, frustrated angry ride back to Niagara. It's going to be interesting to see their next matchup. As you can see firsthand, a rivalry. If it didn't exist before, it certainly exists now. And Railers, refusing to be pushed around or bullied, answered the call as the Niagara Predators decided to take it dirty and drag out the last few minutes of the game here with some unsportsmanlike roughing action. The Tottenham Railers not one to back down. Take the win, take the victory, the most important part of the evening, that W, and the points that go along with it. That's it from Tottenham, downtown Tottenham, your Tottenham Railers. If you haven't been down here to see the live action, I strongly suggest it. Not only is it a high-powered octane offense, it's a strong physical team as well. On behalf of cameraman Steve, myself, commentator Gurdeep, and the Proc family, we want to thank you and see you next time for the Tottenham Railers Junior A Hockey.